Well, for a third day this year and a third day in a row, we are going to be talking about temperatures above 30 Celsius. Thanks for clicking on to the Monday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Temperatures got up to the 30-degree mark as far north as Yorkshire yesterday. Hampton Waterworks was the hotspot yesterday at 32.1 Celsius. We may approach 34 Celsius by this afternoon. Temperatures in Cranfield at 20 to 9 this morning was already sitting on 25. So the heat has been gradually building day by day, and it's going to be another very warm day. In fact, this heat is going to continue. Not so much for Scotland. We've got a frontal system that's been plaguing the Northwest Highlands. All the while we've seen this heat suppressing temperatures into the kind of the mid-teens for many parts of the Northwest Highlands of late. So folks up here has probably been, saying what's all the fuss about. What we are going to actually see is that frontal system pushing southwards, and what it will do is we're going to have a sharp drop in temperature, actually daytime temperatures during the day tomorrow, rather than being up in the kind of low, possibly even mid 20s locally across central and southern Scotland. We're probably only going to be talking about the 16, 17 Celsius range as that front sinks out. Not an awful lot of rain on top of it, but what it will do is it's going to bring a much fresher feel to the air. So temperatures this morning starting off at 15, 16, locally 17 Celsius at daybreak this morning. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, some Highland Glens may be talking about a light frost. So, what a difference that is going to make. And I'm sure for folks that don't like the heat, that is going to be welcome. So, a fresher day coming for Scotland across, even slightly across the north of England, across Northern Ireland as well. All the while, the heat will maintain itself across the Midlands and the southern portion of England and Wales. Temperatures in Cardiff today at 30 degrees, potentially 34, generally between, say, Birmingham and London, down into Kent as well. We could be talking about 33, 34 degrees. During Wednesday afternoon and Thursday afternoon, while we've got this break in the weather further north, it looks as if the heat may even pick up further, and we could see temperatures approaching 35 Celsius. Do I think we're going to talk a record here? Wednesday and Thursday certainly looks to be pretty hot, if you ask me. I'll have more in the written post later on this afternoon for you on that one, but certainly we've seen umpteen records breaking across parts of Spain, Portugal, and France. Of course, we've had day after day of mid 40s across parts of Spain and Portugal. Of course, we're looking at that absolutely devastating wildfire across central Portugal. Many deaths and a horrible situation there, all attributed to this heat. But eventually, we are going to see this heat disappear altogether across the UK as Atlantic weather comes back in. So I'm going to skip through the sequence here. As our front sinks south, we are going to trigger some showers and thunderstorms. Then a fresher high pressure system comes in during Tuesday. Now, the positioning of that high is pretty crucial, sitting just to the east of Aberdeen here, if you notice, at 1024 millibars. So, a fine day to come during tomorrow across the UK, the northern UK, but it's not going to be anywhere near as warm. It will be pleasant in the sunshine, of course, at this time of the year, but to the south of that, that's when we're still going to be talking about temperatures into the high 20s, low 30s. But you notice here the position of that high to the north means we're going to have a little bit less warmth up in the mid level of the atmosphere. So what's going to happen is we're going to have very strong daytime heating across the lower atmosphere. Then as that air rises, slightly cooler air with lower thicknesses across the mid level of the atmosphere, you could see some hefty thunderstorms break that cap and produce some localized downpours as a result of that. But very isolated, very hit and miss. In the sunshine, we're still going to be talking about the same kind of weather that we've been speaking about through the past weekend. So that area of high pressure is going to continue to keep things largely settled, pleasantly warm across the north, uncomfortably warm across the south. But then as we push into Wednesday, you notice here that that area of high pressure shifts all the while towards Denmark and towards the north of Germany here. What that's going to do is, while it's going to allow weather to come in across Northern Ireland, across Scotland here, wet, increased breeze as well, we are going to also pull in some very hot air off the continent, and that is what could essentially push the temperature beyond the levels that we're already seeing. So parts of the southeast and across the Midlands, East Anglia as well, the temperatures could go up to the mid 30-degree range, while we could be talking about temperatures in the kind of mid to high teens, even as far north as England, the north of England here. So this is the start of the breakdown coming in. So this is Wednesday. Into Thursday, still warm weather dominating across the majority of England and Wales. But look at this here for Scotland. 991 millibar low to the northwest of Orkney and Shetland. What we're going to be talking about here is an increased southwesterly wind, some rain, probably in the form of showers coming through, and eventually this system will push out. Winds will now start to shift more towards the west, so we're going to continue to pull in milder air, or should I say fresher air, across the whole of the UK here. So air coming in from the west off the Atlantic, cool waters of course. We're going to have a much fresher feeling across the board here. So we're going to lose the hot continental air. We're going to pull in some maritime air by the time we reach the latter part of the week and into the weekend here. And as we push through next week, folks, you can see here by the time we get to Monday, we've got an area of low pressure pushing in. That is now the shift from what we've got now to a much more active weather pattern. Something we've seen, of course, back at the beginning of the month here. So we are going to revert back to a more normal weather pattern as we go in through the weekend, and particularly into next week here. So how long that pattern will last still remains to be seen, but it looks as if we are going to leave the month of June on a rather unsettled note once again. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Monday. Stay safe out there in that heat, folks. Make sure that you're protecting your skin from that very high UV level. Bye for now.